Yeah. Cold shit. I ain't come with goons, but I'm well connected. Walk in the room and pop, 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 like you got rejected. Yeah. Let me see if you qualify or not. Spinning up in a tinted truck, riding around your block. Busy man. I get a word, he ain't shit from top to bottom like a motherfucking ceiling fan. Hopping out the rental van, on my way to LAX. Brothers out in Cali and they killers out of every set. But I ain't crippin' on no blood. One West, all my niggas got it out the mud. Put your face on a t-shirt, memory of niggas acting tough in them songs, that's the drugs. I don't need no cases, all my pistols clean. So now I weigh my options. Used to use the triple beam. Used to get the wop, mix it with the nicotine. Now I travel state to state and put on for my team.
The fuck wrong with them? Ain't on my level, I should let my dog get them. I see niggas and they feelings all feel them. Kick the Glock in with me, it was like a ball with it. Me at the end, I gotta stay patient. They hate me, Lord, I gotta stay patient. You one of them? Yeah. What's the problem? I'm one West, go to war with everybody. Cut the grass for the snake, fuck the gossip. Front line with them soldiers, that's my posture. Gun drawn, trying to curse the imposter. She get out the pocket, go to war with everybody, yeah. Shit that hate, make it to the featherweight. Niggas claim they hard, but they sweeter than a Debbie cake. Hold on, think it's time to introduce. I'm a man and a beast and a stepper and a ruler. Hold on, and a G and a soldier and a mover. Hold on, and a killer and a prophet and a shooter, nigga. Trying to stay humble, my shit crazy. Cold leader, need the blue stripes, no brick baby. Can't be serious, you a funny boy, young fly. Look wrong, must be a dummy, I ain't gun shy. Fuck that little bitch, she a hook. Nigga swear he the go, bring him to the bush. The fuck wrong with him? Ain't on my level, I should let my dog get him. Niggas in their feelings, I don't feel them. Kid the Glock with me, it was like a ball with him. Yeah, at the end, gotta stay patient. They hate me, Lord, I gotta stay patient. You one of them? Yeah. What's the problem? I'm one West, go to war with everybody.
I'm from Philly, you get hot, you catch a cold case. I'm one West, these brothers trying to set my soul straight. They done turned me to a prophet from a demon, and I'm locked in this shit and I ain't leaving. Never. Ski mask transform to war mode like I'm Voltron. Stamp on my head and my chest from the most high. Put something tight around your neck like a bow tie. Got my niggas waiting charged up like they phone died.
Red letter, drip clean, it looks so fly. Claim he riding, that's why I left his ass roadside. He gon' die. Skyscraper to a nosedive. 9mm plus P, fuck a 4-5. The fuck wrong with him? Ain't on my level, I should let my dog get him. I see niggas and they feelings all feel them. Kick the Glock with me, it was like a ball with it. Me at the end, I gotta stay patient. They hate me, Lord, I gotta stay patient. You one of them? Yeah. What's the problem? I'm one West, go to war with everybody.
Look at this joint. Look at this joint.
First star, I'm really that nigga. Truth be told, I'm a noble figure. Local niggas, they be so offended. One West word, that's global business.
Hold on, let me ask y'all a question. All y'all niggas in the same school and all that?
Hell, fuck yeah.
So none of y'all niggas smoke weed?
Fuck no.
Don't fold if you say you win it. I was molded to it, now I'm it. Can't control, just the highest limit. Killer shit, but just an honest living. Gotta get it, ain't no time for wishing. The time is now, better pay attention. In my city, you can feel the tension. A terror squad, no pun intended. This ain't for you, but I recommend it. They know we coming, better clear the entrance. Shit get deep, but I keep digging. This how I look when you keep winning. Over time, I had to take the hint. Shine bright, sit behind the hits. 1-on-1, I ain't in the mix. Ain't what you thought, better get a glimpse. Came up from a pedal bike. Pressing brakes, I ain't never liked. Whole time I was taking risks. They don't play with me cause they know I'm going nice. Round form, I ain't even started. Transform, I ain't here to bargain. You all watch, better move with caution. Chains on me, I don't do this often. No error, this shit flawless. Reach for it, you become a target. It ain't worth it, better keep walking. All I know is survival. All this fashion is tribal. Want the head of my rival. This about to go viral. Say the word, then it's final. To get the moving like Brian told. I'm just living my title. Do this shit with my eyes closed. All I know is survival. All this fashion is tribal. Want the head of my rival, it's about to go viral. Say the word and it's final. Get the moving like Brian, so I'm just living my title. Do this shit with my eyes closed. Don't wanna hear all that street shit. Me and my niggas on defense. Wonder who I was in my past life. Don't even matter in that beat this. Remember the days when I was a trooper. Stay on the path and it won't confuse you. Far as all, I'm the one to do it. I roll on eights like a flight maneuver. Try to trick me, I ain't never moving. Camouflage, I can blend into it. They better ride, I don't do the Ubers. Let them talk, I don't hear the rumors. A little suffer ain't really nothing. The way I'm stomping, better play the trumpet. You see me coming, better get the running. If they see me coming, better get the running. You ain't never seen it, you ain't never witnessed, you ain't never noticed, you ain't never focused. I was really waiting. I was really training, sick and tired of being patient. I ain't never doubted, this was in the making. Use what I got, not in the waste. A rapping and singing can never drink it, but I'm from the bottom, so I gotta make it. This ain't rapping, it's a damn warning. Late night to the early morning. Got a vision, I planned it out. Trying to stop me, but I kept going. I study plays, now I'm in the game, and it's all the same, but I had to change. You'll never crash if you in your lane. I can take the law, cause it's all a game.
Yo, when Casamigos being English? Drunk.
All I know is survival. All this fashion is tribal. Want the head of my rival. This about to go viral. Say the word and it's final. Get the moving like pronto. I'm just living my title. Do this shit with my eyes closed. All I know is survival. All this fashion is tribal. Want the head of my rival. It's about to go viral. Say the word and it's final. Get the moving like pronto. I'm just living my title. Do this shit with my eyes closed.
I got you. Let it rap real quick. Look. The city eyes, it's time to vote God. My God, a real nigga, cause he wasn't no flaw. Posted on the corner like a watchdog. Family secure, got that shotty in the closet by the mob ball. Fuck what they heard, tell them it's all true. Be cautious, that foundation falls till you fall through. They gon' fall. Look, I keep this shit 50 times soon. Ain't no more heart in this game, I'm John Q. Colder than the avalanche, way above average. Beers taste sweet, told him make me an Apocrypha. Left us in the valley full of bones, this where hope found. Java, come on, man. Dark sands get broke down. Riding through Evans to a mall quad. Telling me how the crackers turn his childhood to a ghost town. Focus out, nigga, I lay that game down. I feel his pain, cause nothing is the same now. Let my light shine like heaven through a rain cloud. Glock have a fit like my child, no tangent. Try to warn them niggas, we bear arms like tarantulas. Them mother niggas rap, I make anthems. I really seen prophets under this banner. Made my enemies bow down on camera. Told my design I wanted black and white like a panda. I'm better than that nigga that sunk dirty to handle. Look, I move like a Brazilian, precious cargo, spirit ancient, but I got a new semi-auto. Wave that bitch around like where's Hardo. Sleep if they won't, I cut through they Z's like I'm Zorro. Pay me for his name, so I gotta keep that steel clutch. Trust me, I'm not what you think. I squeeze till it click like Dorothy when the heels touch. The world got me dumb, I don't feel much. Ride around with Yara down, just left the state bridge. Looking for a bitch better than Baby's kid. Remember I dropped Quiet Storm, I've been gone ever since. Still in the field, fuck them niggas on the fence, yeah.
Hey, oh, yeah. Hey. Fuck wrong with you, boy? You know what time it is, nigga. Better watch how you step in, yeah. But that was my nigga. Yeah. A minute, yo. Got my nigga Ramon with me. But that was my niggas, it'll be an honor. under commanding general, your honor. Die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Look, hey, straight off the top, I love all of my niggas. That shit ain't gon' stop till we on top and we ballin', my nigga. We be fly as fuck, you know them bitches be stalking my niggas. That shit'll never change and it's the same with all my niggas. City to city, I should be at home, that's what my ribs say. But bitch, I'm grown, I'm in these streets and closed caption. Niggas know we bout that action. If a nigga play with me, then my hakim gon' let him have it. Hey, make you the shit, this truth the shit. Nigga play, I let that Ruger hit. Get on them tracks, they be like, who is this? I'm rude with it. Ain't got no manners, all them pussy niggas talking shit. Y'all know they can't stand us, but we UPK, Louisiana, bitch, that's what I'm ripping. And my niggas solid, number real ones in my section. If you wanna get down, put your boots on, start stepping. Brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood I lay my life down right now for all my sisters and brothers, because I love them. I see them dapping and hug them. It's amazing to see how well we adapt from the struggle. Born again from a life of sin, trapping together. My mind frame was to kill my own kind. Feeling inferior, waking up ready to die. Run with them killers, so it's just a matter of time. For I take your life or let you take mine. That's when I realized the slaves killing slaves while the white man live to get old. We in them graves, shit got me feeling played. I opened the Bible, went through them records, found out we was royalty, a nation to be respected. But in this world we rejected, we hated for our complexion. Still fighting to get accepted. We hear the truth and reject it, but love is getting corrected. And all my niggas correct me. The commandments, the foundation we erected. Brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. Hey, hey.
I ain't finna tell you how I got away with this shit.
If I'm more right, that's good business. She look good, but hang with dumb bitches. Tell her I'm way too fly for one sister. And then she leave a priest, I won't miss her. Won't put a ring around it. Oh, no. Bitches for the street like basketball goes. I always knew she'd let that lane hit her. Won't get a sip from me, I ain't simple. Bitch, now I ain't gonna work it out. I ain't regular out. Now I ain't gonna work it out. I ain't regular out. You civilian out. Nah, failure out. I ain't gonna work it out. Cause I ain't regular out. I ain't regular out. You's a regular out. Took that bitch back. And she done fed you out. Look how you living out. You look scary out. Can't fuck that bitch right. Cause she be getting nailed out. You won't forgive her, ain't it? You wanna love her, don't you? Just know that love ain't for you. It's for the world, homie. I got some real homies. We don't pretend, homie. Isupk, 1 West, we kicking field goals. Let that bitch lead hoe. She got them D's though. With a little stinking ass pussy, she be going beast mode. She HIV hoe. You a dirty ass skeet hoe. Don't get that shit up out your chest, bitch. Say what you gonna do now, what you gonna say now, what you gonna do to me? It is UPK, I'm shot too deep, it's better Google me. I put these girls all in my training camp like I relieve. I say what I do, not do what I say, bitch, what the fuck you mean? If I'm more right, that's good business. She look good, but hang with dumb bitches. Tell her I'm way too fly for one sister. And then she leave a piece, I won't miss her. Won't put a ring around it. Oh, no. Bitches for the street like basketball goes. I always knew she'd let that lane hit her. Won't get a sip from me, I ain't simple. bitch. Now I ain't gonna work it out. I ain't regular out. No, I ain't gonna work it out. I ain't regular out. You a civilian out. Nah, failure out. I ain't gonna work it out. Cause I ain't regular out. I get paper, bro. Got my standards up. You a munchkin out. Catching these out. Check my favorite out. I'm a player out. These niggas top block. Take your lead out. You shouldn't be worried about these broke ass bitches. And don't compare yourself to simp ass niggas. Had to shine a lot of these disparate ass women. Cause they be tripping hard, acting like they different. But a bit be basic, bit be horn and bit be naked, drinking, faking, stanking, the shame is dirty, mouth bit be faking. I don't get too fucks about you, I wouldn't have put no baby in it. Bit be saying they got that paper, look, that net be itch. Done caught the penalty, hit my energy, got me feeling me. Ice hitting on them, these diamond teeth, that's into me. And I'm getting right, and I'm stacking up, and I'm getting to it. And these niggas hate, but they can't touch, cause I'm bulletproof. If for more, right, that's good business. She look good, but hang with dumb bitches. Till I don't wait to fly for one sister. And then she leave a piece, I won't miss her. We'll put a ring around it. Oh, no. Bitches for the street like basketball goals. I always knew she'd let that lane hit her. Won't get a cent from me, I ain't simple, bitch. Now I ain't gonna work it out. I ain't regular out. No, I ain't gonna work it out. I ain't regular out. You a civilian out. Nah, failure out. I ain't gonna work it out. Cause I ain't regular out.
Yeah, you know what it is. 140 for the rapper, busy man shit, nigga. They take their head over, nigga. Okay, when Eve did the Adam, I just pray my love don't lie to me. Swing the iron like stamps and I can't let no hoe lie to me. I don't feel these rappers, all they lies is hypocrisy. Ain't no competition, ain't no rivalry. Niggas think I'm playing, I don't hear one word they saying, this shit light work. Think Muhammad one of us, he might lose his life first. Suckle up and stay alert. Another cop just stretch the nigga. He a demon, this an exorcism. Watch I bless the nigga. You took that oath in blood, then you know I'm gon' get active with you. From the opposition, I see vision. Let me paint the picture. Rappers claim they spin, I ain't listening. Is in fact if revenge was a woman, now I scope that bitch like Jake. So Tower War, we gon' run the summer. It's gon' be historical. Thought they making plays, made them niggas call the audible. Ask who run this shit, but that question is rhetorical. Bitch, I'm the one, me cookies with the oil. I'ma get them crackers, hell should've never kidnapped my family. I can't do that. Bet I be the last nigga standing. Do a life sentence for my niggas, pray you understand me. I might put a switch on this Glock and call it young pay. How you real trigger know them dots? You a bird feeder, claiming he a demon. What's a demon to a cold leader? What he saying something, I ain't hear. This shit light. It ain't about who got this gun, it's about who gon' up that fight first. I turn a bad situation to a game changer. Bring soldiers from the dead, just raise up the change. Bring shots, I'ma look like Aaron Jones when I run it. Never bite the hand that's feet, you will never get that hand back. He bitchin' about 10%, I don't wanna hear none of that. He dropping sword, fuck him, just make sure you get that cover back. Look around, he ain't with us, probably cause he never was. Now my chin like you with the angels for your brothers. Everybody won't be Richard Porter, God kill him like Alpo. Play if he want, it's laying in the trunk like Lee Malvo. A certified woman's ass nigga, I am not a toy. Hey, I with that hollow sign, yeah, this the rim accord. Feel like Gullah Jack when I'm in Fayetteville, you feel your boy. Still up on my brain, still I think that's all that I do. The way I get it, boy, lost, they gon' start to call him Elroy. Fuck his game, pop out on them demons like I'm Hellboy.
Check me out, dog. Roll window up, man. Water. Ain't no better, dog, really. The son of a king. I don't Balenciaga. I might just wear a collar. I might just wear the Pradas. But I'm thinking long term, so I might say the dollars. We ain't no better. I'm just being honest. I should've went to college, but I was thinking violence. It's a one West world.
We the fucking livest. Break it down, we break ground. We don't break no damn promise. Let's get active, dog. Don't tell me how you feel about it. These cats saying too much. They ain't learn enough. You maxed out the first quarter. I'm still warming up. These niggas tossing up a brick. They can't score with us. Who gon' come against us? On the Lord with us. Them niggas riding for you. Hope they ride till they crash. Put my name in your mouth. I'll put my belt to your ass. I ain't running no race. I just hope that I last. All them niggas you look up to, I consider them trash. Only time you seen a leader was in Wayne hand. Niggas will dap you, then pop you with the same hand. I'm a main player, I stick to the game plan. They don't really fuck with you, that's your main man. We them niggas came through and made your city hot. Yep, said he in the field, but he really not. I ain't casting no stone, I just let him rock. And that's the kind of story they gon' read about. But if it's war, it ain't no tapping out. Grip still heat, spit like a dragon mouth. Niggas will dap you, then pop you with the same hand. I'm a main player, I stick to the game plan. They don't really fuck with you, that's your main man. We them niggas came through and made your city hot. Yep, said he in the field, but he really not. I ain't casting no stone, I just let him rock. And that's the kind of story they gon' read about. But if it's war, it ain't no tapping out. Grip still heat, spit like a dragon mouth.
I got big rain, you mad, get stained, work hard, then play, bad bitch, my taste, we vibe, we lay, you purple, you gay, delete tags, love.
Can I get a one in the chat? You hear me? A one. We had some sound problems yesterday. Some sound problems we had yesterday. Hey, should be survive. Right here with Aisha Yalo.
Live on day 2 of the Purim.
That's right.
Clap it up. And we're going to pick up right where we left off yesterday. We left off at the beginning of chapter 5 in Esther. So we set the scene in chapters 1 through 4. We were in captivity under the Persians and the Medes with King Ahasuerus. Mordecai was a brother, a Jew, an Israelite who was living in that kingdom in the city of Shushan, which is a city in the eastern area where the palace was, where the king was. The king was throwing a huge banquet, showing off his empire. Mordecai, the first piece of the background is that he happened to discover that there was a plot against the king to kill the king. He let it be known. The king was saved. It was written down in the book of Chronicles. We'll come back to that later. Then Haman, who was this Amalekite, was elevated to a high position right under the king, at the same time as Vashti, who was the queen, was kicked out the way. She was thrown into the bushes because she disobeyed the king calling her.
Haman was Jewish, y'all.
He was Jewish. Right.
This is the man from Crown Heights, y'all.
They're out there today, very ironically, celebrating Purim by dressing up as Haman.
Makes sense.
Makes perfect sense.
I don't think they can help it.
I don't think they can. That was in the spirit.
It's pretty said that. I went down on my way home last night. Had to drive through their neighborhood. I don't know why Google. I think Google's up to something, man. Google sent me. He'll read it himself. Here's the microphone. Right there. Okay, good. Check it. Get a mic check 1 2.
Mic check.
There was a mic check on that on the floor right there.
Mic check.
Okay, if people can't hear it, they'll notify us when you read it, all right? But yeah, Google sent me to is it Williamsburg? Where's the one with all the Jewish people? Williamsburg. Yeah, so I went down there, right? Regular Jewish kids directing traffic because they ignoring the traffic lights.
Of course.
And there's this kid. He's in all of their people go through.
Of course.
Everybody's behind me honking. I'm behind somebody else. I understand what's going on. I'm not honking.
Right.
People who's down there who can't see that there's this Jewish kid, and he's like a kid. He's probably like 16, 17. He's telling us to stop. Regular Jewish kid, regular clothes, that going on the side of the face.
Yeah. And
he's like doing this. Then all his people coming this way, right, and going that way. It was a mess. It was a mess. I mean,
they're out there claiming to celebrate this day right now when they are actually the villains in this story.
Right.
So let's pick up where we left off. We're in chapter 4. Chapter 5.
Now it came to pass on the third day that Esther put on her royal apparel and stood in the court of the king's house.
So the third day is referring to the fasting and praying that Esther did and that Mordecai and all the Jews in the area did as they was praying to the Lord to be with Esther, because when Esther goes in to ask the king, they had a custom where the king would either extend his golden scepter or he would not. If he did not, and you were an unwelcome visitor, you was put to death on the spot. Now, that the queen was no exception to that. It says that she hadn't even seen him in 30 days. So she was taking a great risk, and we went over that in the last chapter. She was hesitant at first, and Mordecai told her, yo, look, you're not going to save yourself, because they didn't know yet that she was a Jew. She hadn't let them know. And Mordecai was like, you think you're going to save yourself by not taking this chance and speaking up? You're not. They're going to find out. They're going to come for you too. Because when Mordecai refused to bow to Haman, it says that Haman was thought scorned to lay hands only on Mordecai, but he plotted against our whole nation. And so now Esther is walking into the court. Continue.
Over against the king's house, and the king sat upon his royal throne in the royal house, over against the gate of the house. And it was so, when the king saw Esther, the queen, standing in the court, that she obtained favor in his sight.
Okay.
And
Chapter
the king
5.
held out to Esther the golden
scepter. So the king held out the golden scepter. So now she was a welcome guest. Now, when you go into the Apocrypha, it has more of the book of Esther that was taken out. And it's no big shocker that it was taken out. Now, if you go into it, there's a deeper description of this particular scene. When you go into chapter 15 in the Apocrypha, in Esther in the Apocrypha.
If I could add, I should right look at that, right?
Oh, sure.
I don't know who put the notion out there that all of our sisters, specifically our sisters of our race, right? That all of them are queens. So they're not different than nobody, because all of the young black women and Latino women, they're all queens. But it's really emphasized on the sisters of Judah.
Right.
They are all queens, and Benjamin rolled off in a little bit. And they all queens. They don't listen to nobody. Esther was a real queen. I'm talking about real queen with actual, heirs of the king, have real authority. You know what I mean? And she knew the boundaries with her husband. Right. You see what I'm saying? There were rules for being a wife for her as a queen. You see what I'm saying? Real one, not the fake one. Not the fake one from Taino Towers. You see what I'm saying? But your apartment is 11B. You know what I mean? And
you're the queen of 11B.
You're the queen of 11B, and no one can tell you what to do. That's not how real queens live. You see what I'm saying? I'm just saying, the real queen knew her boundaries of her husband, obeyed rules by her man.
So you're saying that she had to go in a feminine spirit. She didn't have any actual power, even though she was the queen.
She has power. She got the heirs of the king. Esther had power with being the heirs of the king. She stopped the entire genocide. You see what I'm saying? So that is power. You see what I'm saying? And for her power, maybe what you're saying, her power is in her femininity. Her power is not by acting like a loud, bro, I'm the queen, you should listen to me. That wasn't her power.
Right.
You know what I mean? That didn't make moves, waves in the kingdom.
Right.
The waves in the kingdom was made by her femininity, her kindness, and abiding by her husband's rule, who was king. You know what I mean? I just wanted to add. You know what I mean?
So when we go into the Apocrypha in chapter 15, in verse 6, then having passed through all the doors, she stood before the king, who sat upon his royal throne, and was clothed with all his robes of majesty, all glittering with gold and precious stones, and he was very dreadful. Then lifting up his countenance that shone with majesty, he looked very fiercely upon her. And the queen fell down and was pale and fainted, and bowed herself upon the head of the maid that went before her. Then God changed the spirit of the king into mildness, who in a fear leaped from his throne and took her in his arms, till she came to herself again, and comforted her with loving words, and said unto her, Esther, what is the matter? I am thy brother. Be of good cheer. Thou shalt not die. Though our commandment be general, come near. And so he held up his golden scepter and laid it upon her neck.
And that look that the king had too. The man is a murderer.
Right.
He's not a righteous man.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Sister is a righteous sister. Esther is a righteous sister.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And the Lord is sending her to go marry this murderer who is now ruling this empire. You know what I mean? And that face he had was the face that his demons put upon him. And the Lord had to command them demons. You see what I'm saying? Like, yo, demons, chill out. Right? Demons, relax. You see what I'm saying? For the sake of Esther.
Right.
You know what I mean? And to get this mission done. And that's what I wanted to add that too.
That's heavy. Continue.
That was in his hand. So Esther drew near and touched the top of the scepter. Then said the king unto her, what wilt thou, Queen Esther? And what is thy request? It shall be even given thee to the half of the kingdom.
So he said, what do you want, Esther? I'll give even up to the half of the kingdom, whatever your request is. Because he had favor towards Esther. Continue.
Based on her kindness again. Remember now, her reaction to the king in his face, like, who are you looking at like that? And she would have been, she would have been smoked.
Yeah.
The marriage wouldn't go on any longer because she would be there.
No golden scepter.
There would be you know what I'm saying? Just to highlight it again. This is around the world and in the world to take notes of a situation like this. Because big up to Captain Zaya. I mean, he went on a show and they was talking about relationship advice. You see what I'm saying? Like, this is one of the things that the world should know. That's why people should listen to Captain Desire and Captain Card,
right?
And the brothers in Atlanta. You see what I'm saying? When it comes to relationship advice, because we got it here,
right?
You see what I'm saying? Like, this is one of the worst scenarios you can be in. Like, she was about to face death from her man. She was gonna have a real life domestic violence. You see what I'm saying? And the way that she came at him, she was able to sway away the demon that would have created red dye all over the carpet and the bed. Red dye all over the place. You see what I'm saying? It's lucky. Go ahead.
And Esther answered, if it seems good unto the king, let the king and Haman come this day unto the banquet that I have prepared for him.
So her request was now to bring them to a banquet, just the king and Haman. Let's see what she got in store. Keep going.
Then the king said, for Haman to make haste that he may do as Esther had said. So the king and Haman came to the banquet that Esther had prepared. And the king said unto Esther at the banquet of wine, what is thy petition? And it shall be granted thee. And what is thy request? Even to the half of the kingdom, it shall be performed.
So now they got the banquet, and he asked her again, what is it that you want? I'll give it to you, whatever it is, even to the half of the kingdom. Go ahead.
Then answered Esther and said, my petition and my request
By
is.
the way, no brother should learn the ways of Haman.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? You know, Haman is, Haman is, he's not a wise guy. I mean,
at all.
He's putting power in the hand of his wife. I'm talking about not you can give your wife responsibilities, right? But
You mean
he's giving out
king.
the king. What did I say? Haman, not Haman. Ahasuerus, right? This guy right here, Xerxes. For those who don't know, this is the guy in the movie 300, right? The guy who's fighting the 300 Spartans. This guy right here, we're reading about right here, Ahasuerus. He's the Xerxes in the movie 300.
As we mentioned yesterday, it's the same time period.
Yes.
He came back, had this feast,
Yeah.
the one that we read about in, I think it was chapter 2,
Right.
where he showed off the kingdom. This is right before he went back to fight the Greeks.
Go. So at the end of the movie 300, at the end of that movie, when he kills Leonidas in them, right, and then with the arrows that block out sunlight, when he leaves back, that's the beginning of this book right here. Right? I think there's a part where they say they returned from war with 5,000 and they left out like 500,000 or something like that. Came back 500 because of Edomites who are blessed with the sword. You see what I'm saying? Decimated our people under while we were in the army of Xerxes.
Right.
All right. So don't listen to fake Israelite groups out there saying that we the Spartans. We were not the Spartans. We got decimated by the Spartans while we were in captivity under Xerxes. You see what I'm saying? Good. Right. So now we know what we're talking about. Xerxes is that guy. He didn't dress naked with the chains on like that. That's called the archaeology.
Right.
Right. But of course, the Jewish man in Hollywood, right? He sees Xerxes as his enemy, that he's portraying him a certain way. It could be, people, that's art too. People say, oh, it's a show character.
Yeah.
It could be, right? Good, right? So we don't learn that. We don't do that. We're not gonna say, you know what, wife? If I'm a governor in a city, I'm gonna make you mayor of Brownsville. That's not what you should do, right? If you want to know what responsibilities and authority you woman should have, you go talk to General Hyman, you go to Commander Johanna's house classes,
right?
You see what I'm saying, of how to delegate responsibilities to your woman. All right, no sweat. What? More chicken? Yeah, you can get more.
If I have found favor in the sight of the king.
Yeah, he could get himself. You can do yourself sometime. You don't know? You're gonna get the big spoon that's in there.
This is a family event for everybody watching out here. We're in here eating, drinking, and being merry with our family, as you all should be here with your family.
Right.
Nobody should be watching the Purim in their bedroom. We're glad if you're doing it. It's a start, but you should be here with your family, celebrating.
Right.
Continue.
And if it please the king to grant my petition and to perform my request, that the king and Haman come to the banquet that I shall prepare for them, and I will do tomorrow as the king has said.
So now, got another banquet. Keep going.
Then went Haman forth that day, joyful and with a glad heart.
He thinks this is all for him. He thinks he's being celebrated. Keep going.
You know, it reminds me of Donald Trump.
Right.
Donald Trump will have Black History Month, and Black History Month somehow is about him. He gonna have a Black History Month celebration.
Yeah.
Last month, right? And the Black History Month celebration was to celebrate him. All right. What's it? Go ahead. Kind of stuff.
But when Haman saw Mordecai in the king's gate, that he stood not up, nor moved for him, he was full of indignation against Mordecai. Nevertheless, Haman restrained himself, and when he came home, he sent and called for his friend and Esther, his wife.
So as he's going out from this banquet, he saw Mordecai again, and Mordecai still wouldn't stand up or bow to him, and he's still furious about this. Keep going.
And Haman told him of the glory of his riches and the multitude of his children and all the things wherein the king had promoted him.
Just like you just said, look at the kind of dude this is. He just goes home, brings his friends, brings his wife, and he sits them all just so he could tell them how glorious he is. Keep going.
Right quick. Early on, he was breaking down of how somebody was plotting against the king to unalive him. Was that happening?
No.
Okay. What's up? Go ahead. I'm kind of lucky.
And how he had advanced him above the princes and servants of the king. Haman said, moreover, Esther, the queen.
Lucky kind of stuff, but they didn't say who the doorman
worked for. Their name.
The doorman worked for themselves to try to assassinate the king. We're trying to find out right quick who had the plot to assassinate the king, right?
It just says that the two chamberlains, Big Dan and Teresh, of those which kept the door, were robbed and sought to lay hand on the king. So it sounded like it was their own.
Okay. It's because they was offended, and the king is such a tyrant. They couldn't go to him and him alone.
Right.
So he's a tyrant. Right. So now here comes the demon of murder up in there from him to them. Right now they want to do it to him. Right. I see. Okay.
Yeah. After the queen, did let no man come in with the king unto the banquet that she had prepared for myself.
So you think he big stuff? Because he was the only one invited to the banquet with the king and the queen. Go ahead.
And tomorrow am I invited unto her also with the king.
They keep throwing these banquets just for me. That's what he's thinking. Keep going.
Yes, all this availeth me nothing. So long as I see Mordecai, the Jew, sitting at the king's gate.
So all this, even though he thinks the king and queen are throwing nightly banquets just for him, all he can think about is that it doesn't matter as long as this Mordecai, this one Israelite, refused to bow down to him. That's heavy. Keep going.
Then said Teresh, his wife, and all his friends unto him, let a gallows be made of 50 cubits high, and tomorrow speak thou unto the king that Mordecai may be hanged thereon.
More tyrant behavior, because this man doesn't, because this one man from the tribe of Benjamin doesn't reverence him. All his people must get hanged in the gallows. You know, all of his people must get hanged by a tree.
Right.
Because of what? Because what one person says, oh wow, this one guy right here doesn't want to say hello to me. All of them, come on, it's tyrant stuff. You know, it's terrible kinds of men. You know what I mean, lucky, and that goes to, if I know Jeremiah Hyman well, right? If he was to give a counter to this guy, he would say, you had some issues with your parenting going on. That's what he would say. He would say, like, there's some emotional thing in you, you know, that you ain't grow up out of. You don't get your way.
Yeah.
So now you want to wreck the whole playroom.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. What's it? Go ahead, grandpa.
Then go down and marry with the king unto the banquet, and the thing pleased Haman, and he caused the gallows to be made.
So this was his advice from his wife, that he was thrilled with this advice. She told him to build the gallows and have the king have this guy hang. All right, keep going.
Esther chapter 6 verse 1. On that night could not the king sleep, And he commanded to bring the book of records of the Chronicles.
Mhm.
And they were read before the king.
So now the king couldn't sleep this night.
We'll get that.
So now on this night, the king was unable to sleep. And this is the Lord keeping him up. The king couldn't sleep, and so he commanded them to bring the book of the records of the Chronicles. And so now we're getting back to that plot that we mentioned earlier. Because it said it was written down in the book of the records of the Chronicles. So now he's having a sleepless night. He's got insomnia. He brings his people to just read him from this book. Go ahead.
And it was found written that Mordecai has told of Bigthana and Teresh, two of the king's chambers, the keepers of the door, who sought to lay hands on the king of Solomon.
So now they read to him this story that Mordecai told of these two doormen who were trying to kill the king. Go ahead.
And the king said, what honor and dignity has been done to Mordecai for this?
And the king said, wait a minute. This guy, you telling me this guy saved my life? What honor have we done to him for doing this? Go ahead.
That said the king's servant that ministered unto him, there is nothing done for him.
They're looking at him like, we didn't do anything for him. What you mean? Keep going.
And the king said, who is in the court? Now Haman was come into the outward court of the king's house to speak unto the king to hang Mordecai on the gallows that he had prepared for him.
So now here's where it gets good. Haman's coming in here specifically to convince the king to hang Mordecai on his own gallows. As he's coming in to do this, the king is being told the story of how Mordecai saved his life. Keep going.
And the king's servant said unto him, behold, Haman standeth in the court. And the king said, let him come in.
So as the king's going, wait, what did we do for this Mordecai who saved my life? They said we didn't do anything for him. Who's out in the court? Haman's out there. All right, bring him in. Keep going.
So Haman came in, and the king said unto him, what shall be done unto the man who the king delighted on?
So Haman comes in, and the king says, so if the king wants to honor someone, what should be done to the man the king wants to honor? Keep going.
Now Haman thought in his heart, to whom would the king delight to be honored more than to myself?
So Haman, after all these banquets and everything, he thinks he's this big cat. Now he's thinking in his heart, he's talking about me. He's asking how he should honor me. Keep going.
And Haman answered the king, for the man whom the king delighted to honor. Let the royal apparel be brought with the king's troops to walk to wear.
So he said, you know what you should do for the man you want to honor? Bring the royal clothing to this man. Keep going.
And the horse that the king rideth upon.
And the king's horse. Go ahead.
And the crown royal with the set upon his head.
And the crown from his own head. Keep going.
And let this apparel and horse be delivered to the hand of one of the king's most noble princes, that they may array the man with whom the king delighted to honor.
So bring that king's clothing and his horse, bring it to one of the king's top men so that he can go and put them on the man who the king wants to honor.
This reminds me of the Jewish man. He reads the Bible. He thinks about all the glory and the rulership that the earth is going to give to the Jews. He thinks it's about him. He thinks the book is talking about him. It's not talking about you. It's talking about Mordecai's people.
Right.
Stay within the
right.
Go on, keep going.
And bring him on horseback to the street of the city, and proclaim before him, thus shall it be done to the man who the king delighted on.
So he said you should throw him a whole parade in your clothes and your crown, and you should have one of your top men put the clothes on him and walk with him on his parade, proclaiming throughout the city. Keep going.
Then the king said to Haman, make haste and take the apparel and the horse, as thou hast said, and do even so to Mordecai the Jew,
Right.
that sitteth at the king's gate.
Can you imagine his face when he heard that? Can you imagine having his face falling? You can see his whole spirit fall off his face when he heard that. Do it. You want now? He's being sent. He's the noble prince that's going to clothe him and go before him in the parade.
Right. What's so crazy is that why does he think he's so amazing? What has he done?
No.
Other than he's actually a tyrant.
Right.
That's it. You know what I mean? Everybody got to bow to him.
Right.
But bow to him for what? He got some dough. He got money, and that's this is very eerie. To the same guys, these guys who run New York, they feel the same way. They feel that because they got money, they deserve glory and praise and be told how wise you are. You rob people. That's how you got all that money. You rob people.
They think they're incredible, even though, as you said, they have done nothing. They haven't earned it.
Yeah.
They're nothing special.
They got no talent,
but they think they are worthy of every honor on the planet.
The yeshivas are not, leading high grade schools.
They're all on the verge of getting closed down, aren't they?
Yeah, I think they're not even learning, basic math in there. They all the because of social media now, they will come out and they will say, I can't say the name, but they will say that they were in there learning nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? That's it. They're in there learning nothing
at all.
You know what I mean? And as if to say, see, wow, these people right here, Hammond, right, and the guys in Crown, these are all brilliant. They're so smart. They always say the right thing all the time. You don't. It's not true. And the king of this guy or Persia saw it. All right, go ahead, kind of talk.
Let nothing fail of all that thou hast spoken.
Everything you said, do it.
Right. He was like, yo, the thing you say with the power that he has, that I could do that. I could give a man worthy of praise that thing you're talking about. Somebody who's smart and has talent and is wise in the mind and actually help out social issues around the city and help people and is kind and helping to people.
Man.
You see what I mean? Solves problems that we have. Yeah, you're right. Mordecai does all of that. You see what I'm saying? Yo, come on. Yeah. Rubber shop, you.
Then took Haman the apparel and the horse and arrayed Mordecai and brought him on horseback to the street of the city and proclaimed before him, thus shall it be done unto the man who the king delighted on.
And he was seething the whole time he had to do it. He was sick. He had to do everything he said. But now, of course, the whole time he's doing it, he's just still plotting on how he's going to get him put to death. He's still trying to figure it out. Keep going.
And Mordecai came again to the king's gate. But Haman had his house mourning.
Hasted to his house. So he rushed to his house mourning.
Hasted to his house
Go.
mourning. And having his head covered.
He was ashamed and sad and distraught.
He put on a hoodie. He put on one of them emo hoodies for the shame he felt, thinking that he's bigger than what he is.
Yeah. Thank you.
And Haman told Sheriff, his wife, and all his friends, everything that had befallen him. Then said his wise men and Sheriff, his wife, unto him, if Mordecai be of the seed of the Jews, before who thou hatest begun to fall, thou shalt not prevail against him, but shalt surely fall before him.
So they're starting to figure this out, that the Lord is with his people. And if you keep trying to get, you're not going to prevail. The same wife that told him to build this gallows is now telling him the Lord is with these people. Keep going.
Right.
And while they were yet talking with him, came the king's chamberlain and hasted to bring Haman unto the banquet that Esther had prepared.
And that's the end of the chapter. So now Haman is still coming into this banquet. He's embarrassed, but the king don't know any different. Shout out to everybody checking in the live chat. Shalom to everybody. Don't hesitate to to drop your questions in the chat as we go.
Just shout them out, man. Shout them out.
A lot of them we put on the screen as we were coming in with the intro. Shout out to Deandra, to Zekiah Gad, to Israel, to Sharabah, to Gresham Brown, to Just Art and Paint, to Sister Aquar, and everybody all up the way.
So the king and Haman came to the banquet with Esther the queen. And the king said again unto Esther on the second day at the banquet of wine, what is thy petition, Queen Esther? And it shall be granted thee. And what is thy request? That it shall be performed even to the half of the kingdom.
Again, he said, what is it that you want, Esther? I'll give it to you even to the half of the kingdom. Keep going.
Then Esther the queen answered and said, if I have found favor in thy sight, O king, and if it please the king, let my life be given me at my petition, and my people at my request. For we are sold, I and my people, to be destroyed, to be slain, and to perish.
So now this is her revealing that she is a Jew for the first time to the king.
Right. And this is not the Holocaust. Right? But there were the people in the earth that were sold. You see what I'm saying? There were the people that were to be destroyed.
Right.
And were slain by the by the 100 millions.
Right.
They say 99 million. Okay. By the millions. You see what I'm saying? There was a people. We suffered destruction. And we were absolutely slain. We got the pictures.
All right.
You see what I'm saying? And we got the pictures of where we were sold. I believe it was Wall Street where we were sold in New York. You know what I mean? Yeah. Khan. We were a commodity down on Wall Street, traded as stock. And there was a certain guy that was giving out insurance for these slaves. I can't say who they were. We might get jammed up on the YouTube.
Can't imagine who they were.
I can't imagine Hammond.
I
can't imagine who Hammond kind of people were. You know what I mean? Go ahead, kind of stuff.
But we have been sold for bondmen and bondwomen.
Oh my gosh! If we were sold for bondmen and bondwomen, slave men and slave women. All right, go on.
I have held my tongue, although the enemy could not prevail the king Daniel.
So she said, even if we had been sold as slaves, I would have held my tongue. Keep going.
Then the king assured, answered and said unto Esther the queen, who is he? And where is he? That doeth presume in his heart to do so.
So the king said, who is this person that dared to presume in his heart to attack the people of my queen? Just remember, the king he's still figuring this all out on the fly because he didn't know she was a Jew. And when he signed this decree that Haman put in front of him to destroy all the Jews in the kingdom, he didn't even think about it. He just said, sure, Haman, here. And he signed it off on him. So he's just putting this together in the moment. He's like, who is this that's coming after my queen's people? Go ahead.
And Esther said, the adversary and enemy is this wicked Haman.
Is this dude right here? The guy that I invited to the banquet. Haman right here. It's him. Keep going.
Then Haman was afraid before the king and the queen.
So now you've been invited to the banquet and the queen points you out as the villain and the king is furious. Can you imagine? He's sitting there shaking in his boots.
Right.
Go ahead.
And the king arising from the banquet of wine in his wrath went into the palace garden.
So now remember, he liked Haman. He had him right there next to him. So now he's still putting this all together. Basically, he walked out in the garden to process all this, to take a minute and to think about what he was going to do. Keep going.
And Haman stood up to make request for his life to Esther the queen.
So now it's just Haman and Esther in there, and Haman knows that he's done. And so now he's starting to beg Esther, please don't, take it back. I didn't mean it, take it back. Tell him it's all right. He's begging Esther right now while the king's in the garden. Keep going.
This sounds like how white America will be in the day when Trump completes his mission to destroy the country, and the country is going down, and Black and Latino people have quit to want to help. And I can imagine something like this.
Right.
You see, I can imagine you go to war, and Lord willing, we did not. The young boys are going to participate. I can imagine we got together and we did not participate, and they're being obliterated by the Russians and the North Koreans and Chinese, and how they would come to us and start begging us to help them save this country who was sold and enslaved us, and has done us so wrong over the years.
Right.
I can imagine, their behavior, very similar to how this guy's acting. You know what I mean? Go ahead, kind of thought.
For he saw that there was evil determined against him by the king.
So he saw his fate coming. Keep going.
Then the king returned out of the palace garden into the place of the banquet of wine. And Haman was ordered upon the bed whereon Esther was.
So he's so in his extreme fear. He knows that he's about to be put to death. He's begging Esther so hard that he falls on the bed, going after her, please, Esther, please. And the king walks in as he's falling onto the bed with Esther. Go ahead.
Then said the king, for he forced the queen also before me in the house.
So now he walks in and he sees this. He's like, are you about to force my queen too on top of everything else in front of me in the palace? Keep going.
As the word went out of the king's mouth, they covered Haman's face.
So now the king's guards is watching the whole thing unfold, and they're just waiting for the order. But as soon as they hear him say that, they're like, all right, it's time. And they throw the bag over his head.
Bag his face.
That's it for Haman. That's it. Keep going.
And Pabana, one of the chamberlains,
one of the new chamberlains, because we saw what happened with the old chamberlains. Keep going.
For the king.
so it's like this is the name of the new one because they got rid of the old one.
They got rid of the old one.
I see. They back.
Yeah, they did that same thing.
The gallows 50 cubits high, which Haman had made for Mordecai.
Now look, 50 cubits is a high thing to put a gallows on. Haman built this so that this could be a display for the whole city to see him put Mordecai up on this thing. And now the new doorman says to the king, there's a gallows right out there that Haman made for Mordecai. Keep going.
Look, same vibe of wanting everyone to see us getting slain
right
on these gallows. It's just the same as we on these police body cams getting slain on the news before millions of people.
Right.
And they take joy in it based on their Schadenfreude. I'm saying it wrong. Schadenfreude. You know what I mean? That it would give him joy to see Mordecai on the gallows, and then to see the rest of our people who have done nothing to him.
Right.
Get hanged on these gallows to soothe their demon of Schadenfreude.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Same concept. And you see, when they would lynch us, it would be a whole community event.
Yes.
Y'all seen the pictures. Everybody's seen these pictures.
Yeah. High on the tree.
High on the tree.
God.
Keep going.
Who has spoken good for the king, standing in the house of Haman. Then the king said, hang him thereon.
King said, oh yeah, he made that for Mordecai? Hang him on it. Go ahead.
So they hanged Haman on the gallows that he had prepared for Mordecai.
Poetic justice. Go ahead.
Then was the king glad.
Pacified. So now the king saw this. He was like, all right, we good. We got rid of him. Keep going.
On that day, did the king Missouri give the house of Haman, the Jews' enemy, unto Esther the queen. And Mordecai came before the king, for Esther had told what he was unto him.
So Esther told him, this guy that saved your life, that's my uncle. I can bring him right now. So he brought him in before the king. Go ahead.
And the king took off his ring, which he had taken from Haman, and gave it unto Mordecai.
Mm-hmm.
And Esther set Mordecai over the house of Haman.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yep.
And this right here, you know, it gives good hope of what we could do right now in New York City under the Lord.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Hammond's people is ruling right now, and they're having the Pesach right now, or they're having the Purim right now, right? In Crown Heights and in Williamsburg. If the Lord, if we do right by the Lord, if it be the Lord's will, if He sees it right, He could give us, what they have.
Right.
He could give us their ring, right, and their apartments. They don't need it. I don't think they need as many apartments as we do. I think they're just wasting apartments. I think they're wasting space in New York. They're wasting rental space in New York. Our people can fit the population of apartments that they're building. You see what I'm saying? I don't think they're doing it right by these apartments. The prices are going too high. Just things are very out of balance. I think the Lord can give us what they have.
Right.
I think He can do it like now. If we were to get with the program and people come, if you can, get with this program now. I think we could do it now. I really think so.
So you're saying it takes unity. It takes us being in the ISUBK together, not being in your closet watching online and talking nonsense because you think that some obscure law in the scriptures better than us.
Yeah, these brothers are sitting at home, right? They have a talent that they know is a talent that the Lord gave them, and they are wasting that talent away at home, or wasting it on some slavery, obeying some supervisor who does not allow you to bring out your talents. There's a place where your talent, is suited for, that the Lord made your talent for, and it's for in here. It's for in the UPK under Command and Jehana,
right,
to exercise them, to grow and to hone in on your talents. To use it for the greater good, for the will of the Most High. But you selfish and keep it at home.
Right.
You put your what do you say? You put your candle under a bed.
Right.
And you keep the candle under the bed, and then you're gonna complain when your bed catches on fire when it's too late. You're sleeping on it while you sleep. Don't keep a candle under the bed, man.
Yeah, you putting your candle on your bed because you're just sleeping in your bed and not coming here where you're supposed to be.
Yeah, absolutely. Make your way down here, just like how the Levites under Moses took up the sword. You should come down here and take up your sword.
Right.
You know what I mean? So don't be a couch potato, man. Couch potatoes are not gonna be saved. I can't guarantee that couch potatoes are gonna be saved and become the rulers of the world. And
right.
The 144,000. 144,000 are not couch potatoes. They do not stay at home. You see what I'm saying? They arrive to the battlefield. You see what I'm saying? And hazard their lives. That's the 144,000.
I know it feels good. I know it's comfortable. It's easy to just watch and say, yeah, I agree with those guys. Yeah. And you're not doing nothing. Right. It takes work to build this. And shout out to Officer Shapat Dayak down in D.C.
That's right.
It says 2 Thessalonians 2 and 3 are falling away first. That's right on point.
That's right.
Continue.
Oh, that falling away meaning these people that run New York, who are actually Hammond's people by race. People think that they are the good people, and how dare you talk about them? You see what I'm saying? Is that you went through slavery? Well, they went through the Holocaust. They suffered the same things you did. No, they did not. They did not go through 400 years of abuse and mistreatment and being treated as a second-class citizen. We don't run no courtrooms around this city here.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But they are the judges here. That is them. They are the judges and all the lawyers.
All of them.
With their terrible education. You see what I'm saying? And they have way in that courtroom because their relative is the judge. You see what I'm saying? They're fellow by faith, or the fellow by tribesmen is ruling that courtroom there. There must be a falling away first. It must be revealed to them who the real Jews are. The same way it was revealed here who the real Jew was. It must be revealed that we are the real Jews. It must be, because there's overwhelming evidence that we are, and there's no evidence to support that they are. Right? Okay. All right. Sure.
The kingdom is not obtained through observation. Exactly.
Yeah.
And shout out to McGunnamoth in Puerto Rico.
Yeah. He's talking about the couch potatoes.
Right.
The couch potatoes who are the same. I agree with you guys. And yeah, at the very end, I'm gonna be there. No, you're not gonna be there at the very end. That's not true. You can't. There was no time that George Bush was gonna go to war with the who was going to war with? The Iraqis or the Afghans.
Yep. Oh.
There's no time that when George Bush was gonna send all the birds out there, you're gonna say right at the end when you guys are gonna go to war, I'm gonna be there. You didn't sign up. You didn't sign up. What you talking about? You was not eligible for those benefits of being a soldier in that war. He wasn't there. He wasn't training for the days up to that. What are you talking about? Come on, we gotta be really. We need practical knowledge. I see brothers who are sitting at home in New York City refusing to come to Harlem by the 4 train. It's a block away from the 4 train. You see what I'm saying? And you're scared to do that, or you're too lazy to get up out of your bed and do that. Right? The kingdom does not come by observation.
And then they wonder, because they see, we see the way that every other race and group out there comes together and builds community. They wonder, look, you got to put your part in. You got to come and join to the family and join to the nation, and we're gonna build this thing.
Many people in New York, they're very satisfied by things happening around them, and they say, "Oh wow, this is good. I'm glad this happened. I'm glad that happened." But they're not the one going. They don't want to go down to the community boards and put their voice there. People have to be begging people to go to these community board meetings to put their voice there and to do these certain things to affect change. Because the individual Black and Latino person in New York doesn't think that he has the power to cause any change. By some, I don't know the science behind it or the psychology behind it, but it's there. Where we are taught, somehow we taught we're growing up that we cannot affect change. All we gotta do is grow up and one day hope to become the president. They told us in 4th grade in school, in these New York State board schools here. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But people gotta get up, man. You gotta understand that, you see all these brothers online talking about the Israelites. That wasn't done by magic. That wasn't done by sitting around. It just came out by itself. Brothers put the work in to make that YouTube video.
Right.
Brothers put the work in to have that street speaking on the corner with the microphone. Another brother worked to record it.
Right.
Another brother worked to upload it. Another brother worked to the money of slavery to pay the promotion to buy views.
Yeah.
And another brother, even the fake Israelites work. They work to copy us. You see what I'm saying? They work to watch us and observe us. That's work. And to imitate it, that's work. And to put their hands like Jeremiah Hyman put his hands, that's work. I'm talking about that's a real thing. People copy Jeremiah Hyman's hands. The same one who
I've seen. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't want to make it the class about him now.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But they worked to imitate the UPK.
Yeah.
To imitate how Captain Zakar stands up.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? To imitate how Captain Zazarak stands with Captain Katazar. They worked and observed and supervised our videos and worked to imitate it. You see what I'm saying? And even they got results by working. Now you're gonna be at home and they went in the wrong thing, and then the Lord cursed them for being in the wrong thing.
Now, can you imagine? They'll go to the length of copying someone's mannerisms and speech patterns and everything, but you won't come in here and follow what he says.
Definitely. Guys, we got to work, right? Number one job in this work. Right. Get to the school.
Right.
Big up Kenneth. He made the effort and came down here. You know what I mean? And all of us, man. One time he wasn't in here, we made the effort. Right. I'll tell you one thing, I couldn't even find the school. The school was before here. The school was in 1 East 115th Street. Okay. I'm saying it right. 1 West 115th Street. Before this physical location here, and I'm looking for a storefront. You see what I'm saying? It was not in the storefront. I'm like, okay, well, over here starts with 2, so over here should be 1. What's over here? The projects. I'm like, I don't see a building in the project. I don't see no way the class is held in the project. Who would have knew that? You know, with the work and the effort, I would search around and go around the back of the building of the projects. There's a thing called the Martin Luther King Rec Center. I couldn't even find the place. I mean, without the effort, search for it. And brothers be like, oh man, I come to 2nd Avenue, 3rd Avenue, and 124th Street, and I can't find it. Well, where's the effort at?
Right.
Don't be such a quitter. Didn't Commander Johanna brought out 2 weeks ago that any man that put his hand to the work,
right,
to the plow, right, and quit, and paraphrasing, and quits, is not fit for the kingdom of heaven.
Right.
You put your hand to the plow and then you give up on that plow, you're not fit for the kingdom. You're gonna come looking for the school and quit. Come on. All right, make the greater effort, all right?
And with that, back to the
please, back to the story, please.
Verse 3. And Esther spake yet again before the king, and fell down at his feet, and he saw him with tears, to put away the mixture of Haman, the Haggai, and his advice that he had devised against the Jews.
Because now remember, she it says the king's wrath was pacified just by putting Haman to death, but Esther is thinking about this decree that went out to destroy all the Jews in the kingdom. And remember, we talked about these stupid heathens having this culture where once the king signs something, it can't be undone, which was the same thing we saw about 60 years before this in the book of Daniel, when the decree went out that anybody praying to another god was going to be thrown into the lion's den. Then when the king found out that was for Daniel, he had to figure out a way. He had to find a way around it. And then, of course, the Lord delivered Daniel. But they couldn't undo it once the king signed it into law. So that's what Esther's thinking about right now. Go ahead.
Then the king held out the golden scepter to Esther. So Esther arose and stood before the king and said, if it please the king, and if I have found favor in his sight, that the things be right before the king, and I be pleasing in his eyes, let it be written to reverse the letters devised by Haman, the son of Hammedah, the Haggai, which he wrote to destroy the Jews, which are in all the king's provinces.
So now Esther's pleading with him to reverse these letters that were sent out. Remember, there was a date scheduled months out that was going to come when everybody could just fall on us. Anybody in this kingdom could just come and put any of their neighbors that were Jews to death. And this was coming, and so Esther's now pleading with the king to find a way to reverse it. Go ahead.
For how can I endure to see the evil that shall come unto my people? Or how can I endure to see the destruction of my kingdom?
So this was a beautiful sister who loved her entire people. Go ahead.
Then the king of Shuri sent unto Esther the queen and to Mordecai the Jew. Behold, I had given Esther the house of Haman, and him they had most hanged upon the gallows, because he laid his hand upon the Jews. Write ye also for the Jews, as it like to you, in the king's name, and seal it with the king's ring. For the writing which is written in the king's name, and sealed with the king's ring, may no man reverse.
So that thing that they wrote for the Jews was this right here.
Right.
So this was written on that king's seal for the Jews. You see what I'm saying? For the Jews, it was this. We call it the Shield of David. All right. Keep reading. It was not a menorah. They didn't stamp a menorah in the seal. It was an actual Shield of David that was stamped on that seal. All right.
Then was the king's scribe called at that time in the 3rd month.
And by the way, this is the precept that was taught to me, right? Precepts proving that the Shield of David is not the Star of Mordecai. This is one of them precepts. This is one you need to put down in your notes. Esther 8 and 8. Can't forget. You can't forget that. It was the reverence our king, right? David, who said his throne should rule forever. I'm paraphrasing. All right, go ahead.
That is the month Saigon on the 3 and 20th day thereof, and it was written according to all that Mordecai commanded unto the Jews and to the lieutenants and the deputies and rulers of the provinces which are from India unto Ethiopia, and 127 provinces, unto every province according to the writing thereof, and unto every people after their language, and to the Jews according to their writing and according to their language.
So just like the first decree that went out, this is going out to all of these 127 provinces from Ethiopia all the way to India in every different language across the kingdom. Go ahead.
And he wrote in the king's Hashem's name and sealed it with the king's ring, and sent letters by post on horseback.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe the Josephus said that these people, Xerxes, he's an Indian man. If I'm not mistaken, they said he was an Elamite man. Right? And Elamites today are Indians, right? Them people in Persia today, them is all Greeks. The Greeks went out under Alexander. Right? He had 4 generals, and they went out and conquered the Middle East, and they did what they do, and displaced people and took things for their own.
Right.
They displaced the Egyptians. You see what I'm saying? Them people in Egypt is not the real Egyptians. Them is Greek babies. You see what I'm saying? The people in Palestine, them is the Edomites. Them is not Arabs. You see what I'm saying? The Saudis are not real Arabs. I've been told that they're not real Arabs. You see what I'm saying? The earth is given into the hand of the Edomites. Wicked. Right? And what's the other one? Cassandra and Lysimachus. Right? Ptolemy. I'm forgetting one more general. There's 4 generals that went out to conquer this Middle East region right here.
I don't know offhand.
God. And then they took Persia. I think it might have been Cassandra and Lysimachus. And then they displaced the actual Persians. Then Persians went to India. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, go ahead.
And riders on mules, camels, and
dromedaries, which is the camel family.
Okay.
Wherein the king granted the Jews, which were in every city, to gather themselves together and to stand for their life, to destroy, to slay, and to cause to perish, or the power of the people and province that will assault them, both little ones and women, and to take the spoil of them for a prey.
So now, because again, as we said, they don't reverse whatever the king signs. So that first decree that went out that said that on this day they can slay any Jew in the kingdom. So now what they sent out is now the king is co-signing that all of the Jews can go slay them first. If you're going to be our enemy, if you're going to come up against us, we can stand together, gather themselves together and stand for their life to destroy, slay, and cause to perish anybody in the provinces that would assault us. That's a beautiful thing. Yeah. It doesn't sound very Christian.
That does not.
It does not sound very Christian. Maybe no wonder Martin Luther didn't like this book.
Right. Read it again. One more time so people can hear it.
With letters.
We're gonna a recap, right?
Wherein the king granted the Jews.
Okay, the king granted this favor to the Jews. Keep reading.
Which were in every city.
Because Jews just happen to be, Negroes and Latinos just happen to be in every city. Keep reading.
To gather themselves together.
To do what?
Gather themselves together.
Okay, keep going.
And to stand for their life.
Keep going.
To destroy. To slay. And to cause to perish.
Keep going.
All the power of the people.
Keep going.
And province that will assault them.
And the power of the people and province, or the people and states, or the people
Right.
and boroughs of who? Of the people and province that would do what?
Assault
That wanted to harm us.
Right.
Keep reading.
both little ones
Mhm.
and women.
Both little ones and there was no women and children. No, he said the women and the children, because they went to saw our women and children.
Right.
All right, keep reading.
And to take the spoil of them
Mhm.
for a prey.
And to have them for our service. You know, to prey upon them. You know, to put your supermarket in their neighborhood. That's what it means, to prey upon them. You see what I'm saying? You know, you sell them electricity. You sell them cable service. You sell them phone service. You know,
Right.
they go work their money, and their money goes into your bank account by your businesses. That's taking them for a prey. And the people shouldn't. It's so heavy that you said that, because Christians don't teach that we are being preyed upon
Right.
in our neighborhoods. And I don't care. It's all the stuff that you love. What do we love? KFC, McDonald's, Popeyes. They've preyed upon us. Like, you know, we can't sell ourselves burgers. We can't sell ourselves fried chicken. go ahead, kind of stuff. Yes. Yeah. And by that, Chinese food is not real Chinese food
At all.
because I went to Chinatown, and I had you know, I was stuck in Chinatown, and I went to go buy some food. Their food is slamming. Their food is not the food that cat dog we eating over. But
At
they
all.
might, you know, I don't know. But the thing they selling,
Yeah.
they got their menu, and their menu is their menu, and they giving us a false menu. You see what I'm saying? You know, and their food is good. It's not this trash garbage you eat over here. You're gonna get sick. You're gonna get food poisoning for 3 days. It's not that. I'm telling you, down in their neighborhood, they've adopted some kind of Caribbean way of cooking. There's a way you taste it where this is not Chinese food from the Qing dynasty. This is some new age, you know, styles and ways of cooking that they've adapted to
Yeah.
advance their cooking. I'm telling you, I was eating black food in the Chinese store in Brooklyn, Chinatown. I'm trying to tell you. You see what I'm saying? Keep going.
Upon one day, and all the provinces of King Ahasuerus,
Mm-hmm.
namely upon the 13th day of the 12th month,
Mhm.
which is the month of Adar, the copy of the writing for a commandment.
And by the way, these people of God who are called the Jews in the Bible right here, right? They was being granted to unalive the people that tried to unalive them.
Right.
So I'm saying to take their lives. You know, that's what was being granted to them.
Little ones and women.
The little ones and the women.
You got a habit of feeling bad for the little white kids.
Nah.
As Captain Zariak said recently on the Tyler Olivera channel, when I see a little white baby, I see someone who's going to grow up to hate my people and want to enslave my people.
Any cop that unalive a black man right now, one time he was a baby. He was a baby one time. Yes, him. And the judge that gave your dad 100 years, that's giving out football numbers to the whole neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
He was once a lily white baby with blue eyes, and he probably looked so adorable,
Right.
like the kids on the Disney Channel. He looked so adorable. Oh, little white baby. He's the judge now. You see what I'm saying? Guess who was the baby also? Hammond. He was a little white baby, looked so innocent and, you know, sweet, and, you know, if you made a doll of him, all our black kids will fail the doll test picking him.
That's the good baby, right?
He'll be the good baby.
Yeah.
And he grows up to be the guy who, you know, preys on your neighborhood.
Pot stick exterminator.
Come.
Continue.
The copy of the writing for a commandment to be given in every province was published unto all people, and that the Jews should be ready against that day to avenge themselves on their enemies.
So we had an official edict from the king, co-signing, saying if anybody comes at us on that day, we get to come at them first and take them out.
Yes, and the Lord said, if you read in what's that, Romans the 13th power, 13th chapter, right? That he's behind the powers that be, the Most High. That's what's written in the Bible. It's written in the Bible because the Most High is behind the powers that be.
Right.
So in these days, the king is saying this thing because this is what the Lord wanted, and the Lord is granting the Israelites this justice. And Christians will deny this, and Martin Luther King would deny this because he doesn't understand justice for these people that we call the Jews.
That's so heavy.
See what I'm saying?
That's so heavy. We need justice as a nation. We need justice for the things that have been done to us.
Right.
And so the Christian church is telling you not to worry about justice. It's telling you, to let things go. That's telling you that, these things happened a long time ago. It's telling you that's not Christ-like to want vengeance. The scripture said Christ is coming back for vengeance. So this right here is God going and taking out your enemies that are trying to take us out. And that shows how much the Lord loves his people, that it would be considered godly to take out the enemies that want to take us out. Christian church would have you be wiped out as a nation slowly but surely.
Right quick, I got Romans 13 right here, man. It says, "Let every soul be subject unto the higher powers." Now, these higher powers are the powers in heaven. It's not the white man, right? Right? But for there is no power meaning authority. But there is no power but of God. If anybody got authority on the earth, it's the Lord. The Lord put them in authority. Right? The powers that be, whoever's in charge, if King Hammer was in charge, that the powers that be are ordained of God. Meaning you can't take up no guns and go after them.
Right.
Because the Lord put them in position. Now you gotta go serve the Most High to get them out of position. You see what I'm saying?
Christ. Continue.
So the post that rode upon mules and camels went out, being hastened and pressed on by the king's commandment. And the decree was given at Shushan, the palace. And Mordecai went out from the presence of the king in royal apparel of blue and white.
And by the way, the powers ordained by the Most High is not talking about your Caucasian civilian walking up down the street. He don't got no power. You see what I'm saying? He might have the king there. He might have the judge's ear. The judge might love him more than he loves you. But that white man on the street don't have no authority. You don't have to obey no random Caucasian on the street. You see what I'm saying? Now, when you go to the courtroom, if they say, "Hey, no video recording in the courtroom," you obey it. You see what I'm saying? He can put you in jail. He can put you in contempt, or he has authority over you. You see what I'm saying? Right, that just so everyone has an understanding, all right? Go ahead.
And with a great crown of gold, and with a garment of fine linen and purple, and the city of Shushan rejoiced and was glad. The Jews had light and gladness and joy and honor.
Didn't that sound nice? The Jews had light and gladness and joy and honor. Why? Because this decree just went out that said that we can kill all our enemies.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Yeah. We had real life authority back at that time. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I mean? Wouldn't we like to have authority? And what does that mean? We are granted safety,
right?
People that would have harmed us otherwise. Like I would like that to happen right now, because if that happens right now, I can choose. I go to a farm and I can choose. I wanna slay this goat. So I'm keeping alive this goat. I'm keeping this goat for here for work or something, or the cow. I'm gonna keep this cow here to work. But I'm gonna alive this cow, and these cows over here. I want these to populate some more. Like being granted the right over someone's life means I can show him mercy. You see what I'm saying? And I also have put a guardrail on him from harming my people.
Right.
If I be given the authority, but if I don't have the authority, he gets to go buck wild by his demon on my people. And now we're gonna sit here and cry and moan about how of this animal that's doing whatever he wants on us.
That's what's gonna happen to you so-called white people.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Not so we can't touch him. So I gotta put my frustration out on my wife and my kids and my friends and my brothers. No. Give us the right over their lives. So me and my family and my children can all go in peace without the demons of their stress being put on us, worrying about our lives. Let us have peace and give us the right over their lives. All right, go ahead.
And every
You speak this. That's my chair right here. Yeah, the chair is making a little noise. Lucky about it. Go on.
In every province and in every city, whatsoever the king's commandment and his decree came, the Jews had joy and gladness, a feast and a good day.
Joy and gladness wherever this decree came that we could put our enemies to death freely with the cosign of the king. That's your Christian church wants you to have joy and gladness while your enemy is spitting in your face. This is joy and gladness. Keep going.
And many of the people of the land became Jews, for the spirit of the Jews fell upon them.
I think Josephus goes into that because you clowns out there are going to say that this means you can convert. But I think Josephus goes into how they were so afraid that they were doing anything they could to gain favor with us. They were circumcising each other. They were trying to keep our laws. They were doing anything they could to say, hey, we like you. Don't hurt us. Don't put us to death.
In other words, they say, you know what? Oh, you do the Passover? I do the Passover too.
Yeah.
Oh, you got Black History Month? I celebrate Black History Month too. You like 50 Cent? Me too. I listen to Tupac every day. Ready, man? Where's that? You know them white boys talk, man. Them white boys want to talk about my favorite artist is Biggie. I don't like Biggie. I'm from New York. I'm from Brooklyn. I don't like Biggie. You know what I mean? Nothing against him. I don't fancy his music.
You got some wild lyrics. You got some wild, freaky lyrics.
Yeah. I heard back then was a different time went over a lot of people's heads. But white people hear Biggie, I'm like, you go into a car with. I've never been in a car with too many Edomites in my life, right? But I was driving in the car, right, and I hear in the other car. It's summertime, so the windows are down. I hear Edomites with a brother in another car telling them about how much they like Biggie, and the brothers is like, "Oh my God, these guys are trying to be black. Why are they trying to be black for? They're trying to, trying to be with me." Yep. You see what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's what they were doing here. Many people became Jews, kind of sort of trying to be what down, down with you.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I mean? Go ahead. Any more?
Chapter 9, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
Now in the 12th month, that is, the month of God, on the 13th day of the same, when the king's commandment and his decree drew near to be put in execution, in the day that the enemies of the Jews spoke to have power over them.
Right quick. This goes with a precept in Second Nessus where it says the hand of man is between the hand and the heel.
Okay.
So right now, in the earth right now, people don't fear us. They fear, well, if you grew up in a black neighborhood, you fear them brothers in your black neighborhood. You fear them Bloods and Crips. So you white boys in your neighborhoods, they're gonna be Bloods. You see what I'm saying? They became the Jews. But around the world, everybody fears that American white man, right, and that British white man, and that French Caucasian man, and and so everybody puts down the Chinese dragon suits, the silk, and they wear suits. Everybody in Saudi Arabia and in Egypt, they used to wear the Muslim garb. Yeah. They take that off, and now they're Muslims that wear suits because they are adapting to whoever has the charge over lives. You see what I'm saying?
That's heavy.
Yeah, it's in that manner. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna take the last one for my precept.
So it was turned to the contrary, that the Jews had ruled over them that hated them.
And so now, it was turned to the contrary with that last edict. Now it was flipped. Now we had the power and we had to rule over them that hated us. And this is where we're at in the 12th month, the month of Dar, on the 13th day, and that's natural. The white man wants you to think that the 12th month is December, and that the new year begins in the dead of winter. But we're in the 12th month right now because the year is about to begin, and we're about to have the next high holy day. Of course, is the Passover, which you should be scanning this QR code on the top left of the screen, paying your Passover fee, which will give you full act, which is the least that you can do to contribute Commander General Yohana is not charging nearly what he could charge for everything that's being put on for this Passover. This is going to give you access to all the events of the whole weekend, from the Black Party, the Feast of Unleavened Bread. There's some other events going on. Scan the QR code, make sure you pay your Passover fee, and get down there where you're supposed to be with your family, celebrating the Lord's Passover, not in your bedroom with some lamb that you bought at Fairway that you cooked the wrong way, and you're trying to do it yourself. Stop trying to do it yourself. You're supposed to be here, the Isupk, celebrating the Lord's Passover in one place. And if you try and do it with the wrong people, you're going to end up in a strip club.
Yeah. How ironic that was. Who would have knew the whole time? And here's the other thing. The Lord exposed that brother, right? Mm-hmm. And who else is there to be exposed? From people that that want to go against Commander Johanna and the Isupk.
Right.
It's not, and that I don't want to go too much into that, brother, right?
Right.
But there are other brothers out there with secrets who are against the UPK. Just know what you're coming up against. Just know who will be in the end with gladness and joy, and celebrating your destruction of whatever power you thought you had in your fake Israelite group or in your Christian church. As a matter of fact, I almost got enough time, right? They was bringing out on the news last night about some Christian pastor. So it was a Caucasian Christian pastor that was found out to be molesting all the kids in this church, right? There's another one from the God Squad in Brooklyn. A Jamaican man was found. They say abusing a boy. We do not have enough time. No problem, right? We can look it up in your own time, right? People who want to be against the UPK and do this Christian thing, which is against the Lord. You see what I'm saying? The Lord is going to give you demons, and at that time, when you have soaked yourself in being against the UPK, then the Lord exposed the demons that you could not resist, because it's from the Lord, to defeat you in your battle against us, to defeat you. All right, no problem. And to take the power from you and the people's favor from you. All right, no problem.
The Jews gathered themselves together in the city throughout all the provinces of the king Esther, to lay hands on Shun and start the hurt.
Gathered together, ready to lay hands on anyone who declared themselves as our enemy. Go ahead.
And no man could withstand them.
Because that's what happens when we come together. No man can withstand us. Go ahead.
For the fear of them fell upon all people, and all the rulers of the provinces, and the lieutenants, and the deputies, and officers of the king helped the Jews, because the fear of Mordecai fell upon them. For Mordecai was great in the king's house, and his fame went out throughout all the provinces. For this man Mordecai waxed greater and greater. Thus the Jews smote all their enemies with the stroke of the sword, and slaughter and destruction, and did what they would unto those that hated them. And in Shushan the palace, the Jews slew and destroyed 500 men. And
just in Shushan, the city of the palace, destroyed 500 men. Keep going.
And was on the top.
Matter of fact, that verse 5 is so beautiful. Thus the Jews smote all their enemies with the stroke of the sword, and slaughter and destruction, and did what they would unto those that hated them. That's from the Lord. That's the opposite of what the spirit that the Christian church wants to put on our people.
Right.
Keep going.
And Dalphon, and Atmatah, and Toatah, and Adayah, and Awatah.
These are they're naming the sons of Hammon. Right? They're naming all these sons. These names right here are the sons of Jewish men a long time ago. Right, go ahead.
and Hamasai, and our side, and our dad, and Mashekah, the 10 sons of Haman, the son of Hamadah, the enemies of the Jews, through day, but on the spoil laid, they knocked their hands.
But on their property, they didn't destroy. They didn't destroy their property. Right? Keep going.
On that day.
Oh no. On their property, they didn't take. Right? They didn't put a hand on it to say that it's mine. Right? Keep going. We didn't want their things. All right. Go ahead.
On that day, the number of those that were slain in Shushan, the palace, was brought before the king. And the king said unto Esther the queen, the Jews have slain and destroyed 400 men and 2 sons of the palace, and the 10 sons of Haman. What have they done in the rest of the king's property? Now, what is that petition?
Yo, let's imagine. Let's imagine that we're in New York, and they say, yo, the blacks and Latinos are out. You guys get the right to just go in the street, and just, just do this massacre. Or it's one people who are all throughout the city.
Yeah.
That's a scary day in New York City for a lot of other people. Other people are like, whoa. Yeah. Right, I know I didn't respect you black people before, but whoa, there's a vibe. It's like a bad day. It's like a bad 9/11 happening all throughout the city. The towers falling everywhere out here. That's how it's feeling for them.
Seems like they're already terrified of that idea every day.
Yeah. Donald. Who was Donald Trump? Who was Jeremy Hyman saying that one of the Edomites is saying that their fear is that we just eat and take over the country. It's why they needed abortion.
Yeah.
Because the fear that we would just eat and just survive, and through surviving, we would just grow over the population of America and just take over.
Yep.
Just by living and breathing every day and doing nothing but living and breathing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Continue.
And it shall be granted thee, or what is thy request further, and it shall be done. Then said Esther, it must please the king, let it be granted to the Jews which are in Shushan to do tomorrow also according unto this day's decree, and let Haman's 10 sons be hanged upon the gallows.
So they already killed them. And now she said, we want to put them up on the gallows. Which when you go into the Hebrew, this word gallows is just the Hebrew word for tree. So it could have been like a tall, like a post.
Yeah, they wanted to lynch us.
Yeah.
Straight up. They was going to do what we've been suffering from the KKK for a long time. He said that back then we get to do it back to them. And we get to do it back to the KKK in the future.
Yeah.
Right.
That is a fact.
That was a beautiful idea. You can't enjoy the beauty of that thought if you're in the Christian church.
Right.
Keep going.
And the king commanded it so it be done. And the decree was given as to son, and they hanged Haman's 10 sons.
Yeah, the king was like, yeah, it sounds like justice to me. I guess so. They wanted to do it to you, right? I guess they could. What did Donald Trump say? It's reciprocal. They do it to us, we do it to them.
There you go.
That's what he said. The president of the United States right now said that.
Yeah.
It's reciprocal. It means if you do it to them, they do it back to us.
There you go.
I mean, that's what he said. You put tariffs on us, we put tariffs on you. He said the same thing. Because Donald Trump is a man like this.
Yeah.
He's a tyrant. And understands justice. You know what I mean? Understands justice and violence. He understands it. All right, keep going.
For the Jews that were in Shushan gathered themselves together on the 14th day, also of the month of Adar, and slew 300 men at Shushan. But on the prey they laid not their hand. But the other Jews that were in the king's provinces gathered themselves together and stood for their lives, and had bread from the enemy, and slew of their foes 75,000. But they laid not their hand on the prey.
75,000 heathens that were stupid enough to think they could come against them got put to death on that day. It's a beautiful thing. Keep going.
On the 13th day of the month of Dar, and on the 14th day of the same restless day, and made it a day of feasting and gladness.
So the next day we needed some rest after killing 75,000 heathens. And we threw a feast. Keep going.
But the Jews that were at the song assembled together on the 13th day thereof, and on the 14th thereof, and on the 15th day of the same they rested, and made it a day of feasting and gladness. Therefore the Jews of the villages that dwelt in the unwalled town make the 14th day of the month of Dar a day of gladness and feasting, and a good day, and of sending fortune one to another.
That's what we're doing. We're having gladness. We're feasting. We're sending portions to each other. It's a beautiful, joyous remembrance to think back on a day when our enemies wanted to wipe us out, and we turned it around on them and slew 75,000 just in this one area in this one day. That's worth celebrating and feasting. I could drink to that.
Right.
Keep going.
And Mordecai wrote these things and sent letters unto all the Jews that were in all the provinces of the king Ahasuerus, both nigh and far, establish this among them, that they should keep the 14th day of the month of Dar, and the 15th day of the same year.
Because this is a day that we celebrate. They want you to celebrate the white man's holidays. They want you to celebrate Memorial Day and remember his soldiers. They want you to celebrate Veterans Day and Thanksgiving Day and remember all their victories. Our actual celebrations are to remember our victories as a people.
Right.
We don't celebrate our enemies' victories. We celebrate our victories.
Right.
Keep going.
As the days wherein the Jews rested from the enemy, and the month.
In the days of what?
The Jews rested from the enemy.
Meaning before this day, we didn't have rest from our enemies, man. We didn't have that. You see what I'm saying? Now we get rest. Now we get to be in peace enough to worry about, am I going to get pulled over at this traffic light tonight?
Right.
Because I drove through the right on yellow.
Right.
But the cop down the street 5 blocks away thought I ran the red. Come on, man. And now, when he pulls me over, my life gonna be in fear to him. I gotta worry about my life getting cut off by him. I gotta worry about being evicted because your rent systematically is too high. And now I gotta worry about living on the train now because the rent is $3,000 an apartment in New York. Come on, it's a joke.
I was just reading today the average rent in Manhattan right now is over $4,000 for a one bed. The average.
You sure? That's kind of low. It went down. It's supposed to be 5,000. What, Alexa? What is the average rent in Manhattan right now?
No. Alexa, stop.
1,000 in 2014. Man, hey, wonderful. Good days, man. Good days. Oh man. Let's ask Google because Alexa's always failing us. Right.
While you look that up, Bible shop. Continue.
What is the average rent in
And
Manhattan?
the month which was served unto them.
There we go. So look right here. Google AI. The average rent in Manhattan, New York, is currently around $5,115 per month.
Yep.
But 4,000 is still a lot.
Yeah.
But 5,000 is just ridiculous.
That's an average.
That's the average. Meaning some are higher than that.
Yeah.
Some might be 4,000. Some is 10,000. You see what I'm saying? Sluggy, go ahead.
From sorrow
On your corner, right?
to joy, and from mourning into a good day, that they shall make them days of feasting and joy, and of sending fortune one to another, and give to the poor. And the Jews undertook to do as they have begun, And as Mordecai had written unto them, because Haman, the son of Hammedah, the Haggite, the enemy of all the Jews, had devised against the Jews to destroy them, and had cast purge, that is, the lot, to pursue them and to destroy them.
So that's where this name comes from. The enemy of our people cast lots, which in the Hebrew is Purim or Purim, to find a way to destroy us. And we turned it around, and the Most High turned it around on him and destroyed him and anybody else who wanted to come up against us. And that's why we call this Purim. Go ahead.
But when Esther came before the king, he commanded by letters that his wicked device, which he devised against the Jews, to return upon his own head, and that he and his sons should be hanged on the gallows. Wherefore they called his day Purim, after the name of Pur. Therefore, on the word of his letters, and of that which they had seen concerning this matter, and which had come unto them, the Jews ordained and took upon them, and upon their seed, and upon all those that joined themselves unto them, so as it shall not fail, that they will keep these 2 days according to their writing, and according to their appointed time every year. And that these days should be remembered and kept from every generation, every family, every province, and every city, that these days of Purim should not fail from among the Jews, nor the remembrance of them perish from their seed.
That's where we at. These days should not fail, nor the memorial of them perish.
Right.
Keep going.
Then Esther the queen, the daughter of Abraham, and Mordecai the Jew.
All right, just a quick note before I don't get a chance to say it, right. We're celebrating this day, right? Not when she Esther went up in there and saved the lives. Yeah, that's true, saved our lives. But we got justice. You see what I'm saying? We got justice from them people. By the justice was that we get to slaughter them. Right. That's why this day is so important. It's very like the day when the Lord slew the Egyptian army. Right? That was the Passover. When we passed over the death angel passed over us. And we got up out of Egypt, and the Lord did, unalived their sons before we even left. You see what I'm saying? The celebration was in the slaughter, where the Lord unalived their son. The wailing sounds went up in the air of all the parents of their son that passed, their firstborn that passed.
It seems like a lot of our celebrations involve the violent destruction of our enemies.
Yes, because we worship the Lord who is a man of war.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And a man of war likes war days. That's what he loves. He loves that. Right. Why we do Hanukkah? Because we get to do what? Go to town on them Greeks. And we won, and we go to town on them Caucasians a long time ago, them Greeks. You see what I'm saying? And won. You know what I mean? So we celebrate that Hanukkah when we dedicate ourselves to the Lord. Yeah, and when you dedicate yourself to the Lord gives you victory over your enemies, these other races of people, according to the Bible. According to the Bible. All right? Go ahead. Yes. You shall go out one way against them, and they shall flee against you 7 ways. Absolutely. You know what I mean? That's a couple verses down from there where it says, if you obey all these commandments. Yeah, correct.
Continue.
Wrote with all authority to confirm the second letter of Purim. And he sent the letters unto all the Jews to the 127 provinces of the kingdom of Asher, with words of peace and truth, to confirm these days of Purim and the times appointed, according as Mordecai the Jew and Esther the queen had enjoined them, and as they had decreed for themselves and for their seed the matter of the fasting and the cry. And the decree of Esther confirmed these matters of Purim, and it was written and the book.
Mm-hmm. What verse was that?
That was the end of chapter 9.
The end of chapter 9. You see what I'm saying? Well, you know,
verse 32.
Mm-hmm. Okay, come on. Verse 32, right?
Continue.
And the 10 was 1. And the king clustered.
Wait, right on chapter 9, right? On 26, right? We read that again. Just 9 and 26 right quick. Just for a quick second.
Okay. Wherefore they called these days Purim.
Yeah, wherefore they called these days Purim. This is after the slaughter and destruction of them, right? Good. So after the slaughter and destruction, say, yeah, you know what? These days are some wonderful days. Let's call this Purim. Let's celebrate this day forever until the year 2025 comes and forever after that. You see what I'm saying? It's based on that destruction. Don't get it twisted.
Right.
And don't let nobody tell you nothing. You see what I'm saying? The thing you're in UPK is not an evil cult. You see what I'm saying? You know, we obey the Most High in here. You see what I'm saying? And the Christians do not. This right here to a Christian is not godly according to their religion, according to their way of belief. But the Bible, the real way of the Lord is in this Bible here. And the Bible said after these days of slaughter, when we was able to exact revenge onto a people that have been harming us. We didn't forgive those enemies.
Right.
We didn't forgive them. I forgive my enemies where, you know, I might have not had been in agreement with another black man, and we might not like each other. I forgive that enemy. Well, this guy right here is not for forgiving. That's not what he's for. He's for the days of Purim. Right. That's what he's for, according to the Bible.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Good. So you can
maybe,
go back to the,
maybe the Christians don't like that because they're more closely related to the villains in this story than to the heroes in this story.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. Besides that, not knowing the Bible.
But it's like, by which I mean the people that created Christianity.
You're right. Yes, absolutely correct. I'm talking about black people who who act like they're Christians and they don't know the Bible.
I'm thinking of Martin Luther.
Yeah, I'm thinking about T.D. Jakes and them. you know, them cats under him and these churches around New York. You know, they say, "Oh, I read the book of Esther." You read half of page 1.
Right.
You're too lazy to read anything. You're just not ambitious enough to actually know what's in here. You know what I mean? How do we know? Every Christian that come to the UPK or listen to Captain Desariok or Commander Johanna, they will say, "I never knew that was in the Bible." They all say, "I never knew that was in the Bible." Here on the street all the time, I never knew that was in the Bible. Been going to church all their life. What they did in all that time when they're all dying to come, they go to church and they fall in love with that clock. They make songs and music videos about this guy who the pretty woman's right there, but he's in love with this clock right here. I'm thinking about the video with Common.
Oh, okay.
You see what I'm saying? With Common, because church is boring. They're not learning nothing in there.
Yeah.
And if there's anything to do in there, it's to dance and running the walls and rolling the floor.
Yeah.
And not learn the Bible, but to roll on the floor. It's like you go to school, and when you go to school to learn, you're in there running around having fun. Yeah. That's what they're doing in church. They're like, they're in there being overgrown children.
Yeah, not learning the scripture.
Go in there to supposed to learn the scriptures, but they go in there to run around and have fun. And look at the girls. And come on.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Chapter 10.
All right. Chapter 10.
Right.
Then verse 1. And the king Ahasuerus made a tribute upon the land and upon the isles of the sea, upon the act of his power and of his might, and the declaration of the greatness of Mordecai, whereunto the king advanced them. Was it not written in the book of the Chronicles of the king of the Media and Persia?
And we talked yesterday, just real quick, a lot about how Christians attack the book of Esther. They call this basically a fairy tale. They try to debunk it. They try to disown it. They try to say that this is not as valid as any of the other books and scriptures. And they keep being proven wrong by the archaeology. Every time a new record is discovered from this time period, and this right here where it says it's written in the book of the Chronicles of the Kings of Media and Persia, when they went and found their records, they find this story. It's there. And every time you try to discredit a book of the Bible or any of these things that happen or any of these records, discoveries keep on coming out to prove them more and more. It's a beautiful thing.
precept in Revelation 12 where it says the earth was open and helped the woman.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That woman is the Israelites in the truth. You know what I mean? You know, the earth means earth archaeology, meaning the book is one's in the cave. And this cave is no one can find this cave. So the earth will open up in the middle. And you can go down there and see what was in that cave with the earth opening up. Earth represents archaeology in the Revelation, all right?
Verse 3. For Mordecai the Jew was next unto King Ahasuerus, and great among Jews, and accepted of the multitude of his brethren, seeking the wealth of his people, and speaking peace to all his people.
And he used the position that he got for his people. And this Mardaka, the Jew, is found in their records as being right under the king, and he used that position for the betterment of his people. He used everything that he had to save and to advance us within that kingdom, within the captivity that we were in. And that's a beautiful thing. And with that, we're going to feast and eat, drink, and be merry to the destruction of our enemies and the Lord's protection and deliverance of his people. I'll give one courtesy salute. Men of Israel, I Majum. Men of Israel, I Majum Shabbat. I Majum Barak. How about Shemi Hashai Brakathum? Ta? Yes.
Yeah, I am.